my name is Catherine Roepke, and I'm an alumni from the Texas A&M Chapter, graduate of 2013. I currently live in Orlando, Florida, and I work for Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings as a services assistant. Okay, so on the education side, I graduated from Texas A&M University with a degree in marketing and then a professional event management certificate in May of 2013. I chose to get a marketing degree personally because I wanted to have a strong business background to complement my event experience. During my time in school, I was also highly involved in SEPA at both the chapter and eventually the national level. Work experience-wise, prior to working for Disney, I had two internships. One was a summer internship with Unforgettable Event Specialties in Odessa, Texas, and then I had a year-long internship with Ashley & Company in College Station, Texas, where I was eventually promoted to a coordinator for my last few months. Both of these internships were focused mainly on weddings, but it also gave me the opportunity to experience a few other types of events as well. After graduating, I moved to Orlando and started to pursue my dream of having a career with Disney. I started with a company on the college program, which is basically a program where college students or recent graduates can come work for Disney in a frontline role in the parks or resorts. And I personally worked in the Magic Kingdom and merchandise, which was a blast. I then participated in the professional internship program as a trade show and events intern, which was also a fabulous experience with a wonderful team. After my program ended, I went part-time in merchandise for a little bit, and then I had the opportunity to work as an operations coordinator on the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. And it was great having some more experience with a larger scale event. It was a fabulous experience. And then I was offered the role of my dreams. I was offered a role working as a services assistant for Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings. I believe that I learned something valuable in each role along the way, from being, a weddings intern to working merchandise in the Magic Kingdom. Whether it was events related or not, I feel that I learned something from each experience, and because of that, I have a wider knowledge base, which eventually made me a good candidate when my dream role finally came along. So I feel that I was very lucky to find the area that I wanted to be in fairly quickly. When first looking into events, I was initially drawn to all the glitz and the glamour of weddings. I had this idea in my head that I was going to be J-Lo and pull off these flawless events as a wedding planner. And after my first event, I realized I was sorely mistaken. After the end of a 13-hour day, I was exhausted, dirty, covered in mud and bruises from head to toe, but I absolutely loved it. It wasn't at all what I was expecting, but from day one, I was hooked. I was pretty fortunate that I had wonderful internships that allowed me to experience various types of events, as well as working with the Bridal Association of the Brazos Valley. I got experience with some larger scale events with the bridal shows that they do twice a year. So even though I knew I loved weddings right off the bat, I was given the opportunity to explore a little bit, try some new things, and expand my knowledge base. And then after doing all that, I realized that weddings truly was where my passion is. So my advice to anyone, if they're not sure, exactly where you want to end up, just jump in, try a few things here and there, and eventually you'll have your aha moment and you'll find what you're hooked on as well. Getting feedback and having a mentor are so important in any stage of our career, but especially for those of us that are just starting out or are then in a brand new role. So my advice would be to look at it as a positive thing. Feedback is a gift. It's crucial for you to have these one-on-ones to check in and see what's going on. I personally have a standing monthly meeting with my managers to do a quick check-in. We talk about how I'm doing in my role, what am I doing well, what are things that I can be doing better, how can I continue to improve, and what else can I be taking on to continue getting better at what I do and make sure that I'm continuing to learn and grow. Then we work on a few specific action items as takeaways to be working on over the next month. If going into a one-on-one makes you nervous, my advice would be to come in prepared. Have a list of things that you want to talk about, questions that you want to ask, and specific things that you want to discuss. That way you can walk in feeling confident, prepared, and keep the conversation on track. In addition to going to school and getting your degree, which is extremely important, I think there are three key things to be working on to help build a solid foundation for when you hit the working world. Number one is get as much event experience as you can. I personally think that nothing can top having relevant event experience and knowledge. Second is networking. It's so important to network, expand your contacts, get to know the people that you're working with and, the industry that you're working in. And, who knows, eventually someone that you meet might end up helping you get a job. And third is getting a mentor. It's so crucial to have someone that's on your side, who's been where you've been, to help give you advice, answer your questions, and help keep you on track towards your goals. And lastly, I think the biggest thing you can be doing to help yourself is to be a member of SEPA. As a member, not only will you be hitting these 3 key areas, you'll be in an organization with tons of people just like you. You'll make great contacts, and you'll have a wonderful support system as you start navigating into the real world. And of course, there's all kinds of other great benefits that come along with the membership, like the professional development program, to help you keep learning and growing along the way in your journey. I think the most important thing that I learned through all the wonderful guest speakers, from my mentors, and while actually working events, is that event experience is the most beneficial tool that you have. It's been my experience that nothing can prepare you better than hands-on, on-the-job training. So what I would tell any member is to take advantage of the Opportunities Program as often as you can. While you're out in the field working the events, you learn what different types of events are like, the differences, how to work together with different vendors to make an event seamless. You also work with different clients and different personality types, and then you learn how to adapt your own working style to work with them. You also learn how to think on your toes, be flexible, change your plans at the drop of a hat to accommodate whatever's going on, and deal with situations as they come, all before your client even knows something went wrong. I would also say that another important thing I learned was the importance of networking. Through being an officer of SEPA, as well as through my internship, I began making contacts with different vendors across the Bryan-College Station area, and went on to working with them in many different capacities, whether that be working with them as a guest speaker, working with them at an event through the Opportunities Program, or at a wedding with my internship. I found that the relationships that I built with them were so beneficial, and I was able to work with them and be an even better partner to these vendors. So the events that we worked together went even smoother because of that. And these vendors introduced me to other vendors, and my network kept growing, which was fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that SEPA will benefit you just as much as it has me. Thanks.